My name is Pelagio.
Hi, Pelagio.
So this is for Women Studies 360. I have to do a final project, and thank you so much for participating.
No worries.
I really appreciate your help. This is going to be about women on your perspective. How do you experience women as a woman in PNG society and in the Pacific Island in general?
Okay.
And I have some lists of questions that I'm going to be asking you. Do you mind if we use your real name in the video?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
My name is Rebekah. I'm from Papua New Guinea. It's a Pacific Island nation that's just above Australia. I am, well, ethnically, I am half Chinese Malay. My mom is third generation Chinese, and my dad is from Papua New Guinea.
Okay.
My mom is third generation Chinese,
So
so that means that her mother's mother was first generation Chinese. So they were the first ones to migrate to Malaysia. And then my mom grew up in Malaysia, but her background is Chinese, so she speaks Mandarin.
Right.
And her culture, the way she's brought up like a Chinese, but in Malaysia. So she met my dad. They were both studying at the same university in England. So they met there, and he brought her back to Papua New Guinea. My father, he's always been Papua New Guinean. His dad is an important man. It's a big man in his village back in Papua New Guinea. But I grew up in the city in Papua New Guinea, so Port Moresby, that's where I grew up. It's the capital. Been here for 2 years, about 2 years, 2010. Yep, been here for 2 years, and I'll be here for the next 1.5 years.
Right.
Yes, I do. Back home in Port Moresby, there is certainly not equality like how you'd have in the United States. It's women aren't considered that smart. If there's a son and a daughter in the family would rather send the son to go and study for further education, like tertiary education, that kind of thing. Even in the universities, the proportion of women is very small in Papua New Guinea, and it's the mindset of some people that women aren't as smart as men. So for example, I took this geology class, and geology is considered a very difficult subject at the University of Papua New Guinea. And a couple of the guys in my class, they wouldn't want to listen to what I had to say because they thought that I wouldn't be able to contribute anything useful. So, but it's not all like that. Not all Papuans are like that. It's changing. There are a lot of good guys and women too who support the equality of women in Papua New Guinea, and they want to promote women in business, in medicine. It's changing. Beauty is basically in the eye of the beholder. A lot of people, they still marry or they go out with basically anybody now. Even between provinces in Papua New Guinea, because it's such a diverse country, we all look very different and behave differently too.
Right.
But people still intermarry between provinces, so there's no real set concept of what beauty is in Papua New Guinea. It's expected of women. Since my mom is a foreigner to Papua New Guinea, she brought us up like how she'd been brought up. Education comes first. No, family comes first, education comes second. So I've had it very different from other Papua New Guinean girls, but from a young age, girls are expected to cook, to clean, to know how to do these things, to be respectful of men. If men come over to the house, friends of your father or something, you always go, you serve them, you wait on them, you serve them tea,
Right.
and you're always there just in case they need something, you know. So you're brought up a certain way in
Right.
a typical Papua New Guinean household, but it's been different for me. So
I mean, you have to.
I do
be
it
here,
out of hospitality
cook.
for family, but it's
Right.
not like I'm expected to do it all the time. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's
like
true.
I do it out of respect, not of duty. So
Right.
it's different,
Is
right? My mom and my
controlling all the
dad,
time.
their marriage is based on partnership. There's no head of family. And a lot of households in Papua New Guinea, the man is the head of the household. What he says goes, and the whole family has to follow with that. So if he wants to cut off somebody from his family, his decision is supposed to be law. Everyone else in the family is supposed to obey that fact that that person is not part of the family anymore.
Wow.
It's, I guess because I grew up with it, yeah? Like around you, so I knew that my friends, that's how the culture is like. So I wouldn't consider it strange. It's just something that's always been there. Both my mom and my dad are Christians, United Church Christians. But personally, for me, it's more like, you know how when something is thrust on you, but you want to discover it for yourself? That's the thing. I prefer to discover. I think is for any person really, religious or spiritual, it makes the best thing about being spiritual or religious is that it makes you reflect. And I think a lot of people forget to do that kind of thing. To sit down and reflect, think about their life, the way they're affecting other people, or what they're doing with their work. You know, that's what spirituality helps you with. Yeah. Yes, but this is traditional medicine, yeah, traditional spirituality. So a lot of dances would be for communicating with ancestors, with spirits of anything really, of the forest, of me myself, I haven't had any personal experience with it because I grew up in the city. I wasn't brought up believing in spiritual things other than Christianity. No, not really. I know how to sing a couple of Hawaiian songs, but that's about it. I know that it's an ongoing process. Hawaiians trying to reclaim their culture, to rediscover their roots, and it's really awesome to see it going on. The reviving of hula, of the different songs in village, and learning the Hawaiian language, Hawaiian customs, Hawaiian rituals. And it's amazing. So that's what I know. Hawaiian people, seeing them, because then you see that even though they retain a lot of their tradition, a lot of their culture, a big nation like the United States has come and claimed Hawaii is one of their states as well, and it's interesting to see the differences between an island nation that has colonialism in the past, but now they're their own independent country, and to see Hawaii, who is still a state of the U.S. So we have a lot of these Western influences in the state. So it pervades everything in very subtle ways. Ways of communicating, speaking, the way you conduct yourself. It's very different between an island nation and between Hawaii. So that's interesting to see the contrast.